Welcome back. New tapes revealing what many have long assumed, that Hollywood pushes a liberal agenda. Here is Golden Girls creator Susan Harris.
What's your response to the criticism of people at the moral majority and these kind of groups when they say television's too liberal, it's too progressive, and
idiots talking? At least, we put Obama in office, and so people, I think, are gotten a little bit smarter. But there are a lot of people who really have medieval minds in all sorts of ways.
Okay, joining us right now are columnist and Fox News contributor Andrea Tantaros and Fox News contributor Juan Williams. Andrea, this shouldn't shock us. We've kind of known this for a long time, except now we're actually hearing them say it.
Yeah, this isn't a jaw-dropper, but it is amusing to see these directors get bamboozled by a kid with a Harvard hat and the last name Shapiro. They just assumed that he was a liberal. But, there's always been a double standard in Hollywood, but I think this just reveals just how blatant the discrimination is. I mean, you see Fox shows like Glee, for example, calling for tolerance. They win awards from GLAAD. And then they have characters, a Tea Party character, Kathy Griffin, trying to come out as anti-homophobic and, Tea Party isn't about gay marriage. I don't even know where they got that. Frankly, Obama, Biden, they're all against gay marriage, but they wouldn't use one of them to be in the show or have a character that looks like them. It's hypocrisy. Real quick, what's ironic, Steve, is the biggest issue facing Hollywood now is digital piracy, people stealing movies, music. Guess what? This free culture of stealing movies and music, that everything should be open and we shouldn't pay for it, is purported by the left, by Google and by... So they're basically eating their own right now. Eventually, they might end up just stealing their own stuff and putting it out there.
That's a good point. Juan, what do you think?
I think that was a funny point. I don't know that anybody in Hollywood, liberal or conservative, wants their intellectual property stolen. That's crazy.
Well, it's a free culture, Juan. That's what the liberals say. I think
it's obvious that most of those guys in Hollywood are liberal. I don't think it's any big surprise. But, it's interesting to me. I think most people in their minds, at least I do, when I'm watching TV at night, I have a filter in anyway. If I'm watching something like 24, I don't think, oh, I'm watching a pro-torture conservative show. I just think this is good TV.
Oh, the one show.
You go back to the 50s. You go back to the 50s and something like, Father Knows Best. You can understand why eventually you had shows that brought in things like women, and especially seniors, Golden Girls, or African Americans, like the Cosby shows. I think those things were good for America, opened up the American mind.
And that was then, and this is now. Here's the co-creator of the TV show Friends, Marta Kauffman, talking about the liberals working on her show.
One of the criticisms that's been made of Friends from, I would say, the cultural right wing is that it always tends to take a consistently liberal tack with regard to issues, whether it's gay marriage or whether it's...
How could it not? I mean, you have a bunch of liberals running the show. But truly, we all come from a certain place. We're going to put out there what we believe because these characters mirror who we are.
There you go, and that talks about the agenda that you see on the TV. Yeah. Hey, Juan, I want to start out with you with one other item, and that is former NPR CEO Vivian Schiller, who I believe fired you. It sounds like is landing a gig over at NBC News. Shocking. Your reaction, sir?
Life moves on. I don't want to be vindictive. I'm surprised, though, that a media company, given what she approved of in terms of, taking on a reporter for simply saying what was on his mind, a journalist, an opinion journalist, which is what I am, I just find that crazy. Why would a media company embrace that kind of ethic, But on the other hand, time to move on. I hope, that they have a good experience with her, but I'm glad that she's not in a position where she's in charge of creative and opinion-minded people, because I had a terrible experience.
Well, she's in charge of digital, which is a pretty big property these days. And I would say, look, with NBC's cozy relationship with this White House, between Jeff Immelt and all the money they got in the American Recovery Act, they might as well be a public channel.
All right, great debate and great discussion as well. Juan and Andrea, we thank you very much. We'll see you back here
Have
next
a good
week.
day.